Alright, this is a response to Burn Victim's video. First of all, I'd kind of like to say that I'm a little offended. Not really upset or anything, but in your description you say that it's targeted to atheists who make that topic their focus of being on YouTube. And if you look at my videos, less than half of them actually deal with atheism at all, and even those that do kind of barely touch on it. And I'd also like to say that I talk a lot more about tolerance to atheists and just in general than I do actually on the subject of religion itself. So I really don't feel like I fit this category that you're talking to, yet you personally emailed me to respond to this. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Yes, I came to the position of atheism less than 2 years ago thanks to MySpace, the philosophy forum on MySpace, where I witnessed a few debates on the matter, and that actually is what did it for me. There's this guy named Chris. He was the main skeptic who argued against the positions of the existence of God and the existence of souls, and that's what really did it for me. And I was 21 at the time, about to turn 22. I'm about to turn 24. And yeah, so I've been an atheist for a very short amount of time, and it is thanks to an online debate. I would have to say, no, I don't. And the reason is, I don't look for those kind of videos at all. I don't look for those videos to refute them, or to discuss them, or to consider them. That's not my point on YouTube. I'm just here to have fun. If you noticed, I believe this is actually the first video I've ever responded to like this. And it's because you specifically directed it at me. You emailed me, and so I know I've never looked for these kind of videos before, or at all. I still haven't. Like I said, you emailed me about this one, so my answer to that would have to be no, because that's not my focus. It's not at all. I'm an attention whore. That's what I do. That's why I actually felt like replying to this, even though I don't fit your category, because that's what I am. So, yeah. No, I don't. I don't really know, and I don't really care. No, it doesn't. Atheism says nothing about any kind of particular worldview. The only thing atheism says about your worldview is that it does not include a God. That's it. Many atheists are Buddhists or Taoists or any number of other worldviews. There's objectivists, nihilists, existentialists. The list goes on. We really run the gamut. So, no, atheism says pretty much nothing about your worldview. It only says something about one thing that your worldview does not include. It does not say anything about what your worldview does include. Yes, it is. And we do it all the time. Even atheists have different worldviews. I've just said this. So really, it's kind of inconceivable to be in a world where everyone has all of the same beliefs. None of my atheist friends, and definitely none of my theist friends, but none of my atheist friends have all of the same beliefs that I do. Some of them are anarchists. I'm not. I'm a liberal libertarian. Some of them are just extreme libertarians, minarchists, or whatever have you, socialists. Like I said before, we really run the gamut, so you kind of have to try to live in harmony and respect other people's opinions, as long as they don't infringe on people's right to life, happiness, that kind of thing. Which is why I'm liberal and secular. Like I said earlier in this video, I've been an atheist for almost 2 years. On May 1st, it will have been officially 2 years. So, there you have it. Before that, I was kind of a pantheist transcendentalist for about 6 years. And before that, I was a non-active Christian. Although for a while there was a while where I was pretty active, but I was always questioning it because, I don't know, it didn't feel right for me. But I was going to church every Sunday. I did get baptized and that kind of thing. So, anyway, yeah. Less than 2 years. I don't really see how you can use indoctrination techniques to convert someone to atheism because there's nothing to indoctrinate. At least not the atheism itself. I mean, if you're talking about just could any atheist do it, then yeah, there's Buddhists. They could use indoctrination techniques because they're atheists that have indoctrination. They have a religion. It's Buddhism. Taoism is the same way. If you know anything about LaVeyan Satanism, they could do it. They have doctrine, so they could use indoctrination techniques, but I'm a non-religious atheist, so there's nothing I could even do to indoctrinate. I couldn't do it if I wanted to. So, really, your question doesn't really make sense unless you're asking, unless you weren't aware that there are atheist religions like Buddhism, Taoism, LaVeyan Satanism, and I know there's others. Those are just the three that come to mind right now. So if that's what you're asking, then yeah, there are a few, just so you know, informational purposes. Okay. The question here is kind of assuming that there's something wrong, or that I would believe that there's something wrong with the idea of believing in God, and that I would also assume that there's something wrong with the idea of being religious. I don't think that those two particular views are inherently wrong. I will say that there are some particular religions that I'm not particularly fond of. Christianity is one of those religions. I'm not going to get into that, though. I will say that religions like Buddhism, I'm attracted to. I think they're very beautiful. I like them very much. Those kind of things, you know. As far as the idea of God, that could be something that we're genetically inclined to either believe or disbelieve. And even though I've only been an atheist for less than 2 years, even before then, I've always been open-minded to possibility that it might be different than what I think. So I think that lends into that, and some people are genetically more closed-minded, I think. So I'm not really going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I definitely find more affinity with liberal theists, including liberal Christians, than I do with atheists that vote Republican, who are basically the epitome of evil. And yes, these kind of atheists exist. They're called objectivists, and a lot of them piss me the fuck off. So there you go.